Alright, let's dive into this, because it's not just another royal baby announcement. It's a moment that actually says a lot about family dynamics, modern royalty, and how social media is changing the way we perceive these traditionally private institutions. So, Princess Eugenie just welcomed her third child, and while that's already big news, what caught my attention is how her brother-in-law, Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi, reacted. Personally, I think this small gesture speaks volumes about the relationships within the royal family, especially during a time when they've been under intense scrutiny. Let me explain why this matters. First off, Edoardo, who's married to Princess Beatrice, simply commented 3 pink hearts and an angel emoji on Eugenie's Instagram post. Now, on the surface, it's a sweet, straightforward reaction, right? But if you take a step back and think about it, this is a royal family that's been through a lot lately, from the Epstein scandal to the ongoing public relations challenges. What makes this really interesting is how Edoardo's response feels so genuine and personal. It's not a formal statement or a carefully crafted message. It's just a guy being a supportive brother-in-law. In my opinion, this humanizes them in a way that's both refreshing and strategic. It's like they're saying, hey, we're just a family celebrating a new life, which is a smart move given the circumstances. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture here. Eugenie's decision to announce her baby's birth on Instagram is itself a break from tradition. Historically, royal announcements were made through formal channels, but Eugenie's approach feels modern and relatable. What many people don't realize is that this shift isn't just about personal preference. It's part of a larger trend where younger royals are redefining their roles in the public eye. By using social media, they're taking control of their narratives, which is fascinating because it challenges the old-school, distant image of royalty. From my perspective, this is Eugenie's way of saying, we're still a family, but we're doing things our way. Another detail I find fascinating is the fact that the baby was born in Lisbon, Portugal. This is unusual for the royal family, and it raises a deeper question. Are Eugenie and her husband, Jack Brooksbank, intentionally stepping away from traditional royal norms? I mean, they could have easily had the baby in the UK, but they chose Portugal, where they have a home and connections. What this really suggests is that they are prioritizing their personal lives over royal expectations, which is both bold and relatable. Personally, I think this move could set a precedent for how future royals balance their roles with their desire for a normal life. Now, let's circle back to Edoardo's reaction. What stands out to me is how it contrasts with the more formal congratulations from other royals, like Princess Alessandra of Hanover. Edoardo's emojis feel casual, almost like a text message from a friend. In my opinion, this highlights the duality of being a royal in 2023. You're expected to uphold traditions, but you're also a person with personal relationships. Edoardo's comment bridges that gap beautifully. It's formal enough to respect the occasion, but informal enough to feel authentic. One thing that immediately stands out is how this small interaction humanizes the royal family in a way that feels intentional, especially after months of negative press. Finally, let's talk about the timing of all this. Eugenie's baby news comes at a moment when the royal family could really use some positive attention. If you think about it, this announcement is like a breath of fresh air after the storm. It's a reminder that, despite everything, life goes on and families still celebrate milestones. What makes this really interesting is how it's being framed, not as a royal duty, but as a personal joy. From my perspective, this is a clever way to shift the narrative and refocus public attention on something positive. It's almost like they're saying, look, we're still a family and we're still here. So, here's my closing thought. Edoardo's simple emoji comment might seem insignificant, but it's actually a microcosm of how the royal family is evolving. It's personal, it's modern, and it's strategic. What this really suggests is that even in the most traditional institutions, change is inevitable. And maybe, just maybe, that's not a bad thing. What do you think? Is this just a sweet family moment? Or is there something bigger happening here? Let me know in the comments below.